Okay, it's 7 o'clock. We're going to go ahead and get started. Hi, it's Nancy Gaines. Thank you for everybody joining the webinar. We have a great turnout. I see Ray, I see Ann, I see a few more people joining in. Thank you so much for spending time tonight. You are in the right place if you're a business owner or plan to be. You want to make more money in 2016 and be a lot more profitable. And you want the formula to create a very successful business plan. Studies show that people with a plan make at least 30% more money than people that don't. So thanks again for joining us tonight. Let me go over a couple logistics. This call is being recorded, so if you object, go ahead and hang up. Otherwise, it's great to listen to down the road. There are slides and handouts at the same link you used to get here. I purposely prepared those. I'm going to be going super fast tonight, so I want to make sure you have some place to write down notes and refer to later. I also sent them because I live in the mountains in Denver, and sometimes our internet can be unpredictable. So no matter what, I will be on the phone call, but you'll have the slides just as a backup. And finally, there's a chat box in the lower right. I'm going to be closing that shortly as long as everybody can hear me. If you can't hear me, let me know. I know it blocks part of the screen, so I will move that aside. So here we go. Many of you know I was scheduled to speak in Denver, and it got postponed at the last minute, but I already had all these notes prepared. So I decided, why don't I just do a webinar? Perfect timing for year end, and we will get you kicked off to 2016 on the right foot. I highly recommend using the guidebook. Again, I'm going to go super fast. I'm going to try to honor this to 30 minutes. And essentially, you're going to be making the plan as we go along. So by the end of the session, you'll even have a great foundation for your own plan. So here I am on slide 2. Okay, slide number 2. In this session, you're going to learn simple, no-cost actions you can take right now to set you up for success in 2016. I'm going to share secrets to building the right team so you're supported for you and your company. I'm going to tell you some surprising ways to allocate your time to the highest priorities, and those are basically revenue-generating activities. And finally, clever techniques so you can make more money without a lot more effort. Now I'm going to cover as much as I can in our time together. Be sure to stay until the end because I will tell you how you can work more closely with me if you choose. So slide number 3. I know quite a few of you on the call. Some of you are new. Thank you for testing this out. Let me tell you just a little bit about myself. I spent almost 2 decades with the Big 4 consulting firms. That was IBM, Ernst & Young, Capgemini, and I consulted to Fortune companies. I created tons of business plans for people like Shell Oil, Caterpillar, AIG Insurance, OfficeMax, Clorox. I counted them up before this call. There were 20 different companies, 9 different industries. I actually left just over a year ago because I felt I could make a bigger impact outside the corporate world. So I built my own company, Gain Advantages. And basically my mission is to help business owners just like you build massively profitable companies that improve humanity, and that puts you in a position to give back generously to causes you support if you choose. So a great mission to just help everybody in the big picture. So I'm going to bring that business plan knowledge to you from working with all those companies so you can gain the advantage and use the same methods that worked for other companies. So the next slide, page 4. Every business plan is simply 5 areas. This is the same whether you're a large corporation or a small mom and pop company. The 5 areas, and they may have different names, but they're team. So this might be your partner or your employees. Operations. This could be your manufacturing and just running the day-to-day business. Marketing. This is your messaging and your sales. Finances is your money. And leadership is, of course, you and possibly your board of directors. So I'm going to share the 6 steps to build your plan. And again, be sure to take notes because by the end of this call, you're going to have the baseline foundation for your own business plan. Step number 1, I'm on slide 5. You need to decide your outcome for 2016. And it's got to be very measurable. So I've got some ideas here. Maybe you want to obtain 100 new clients. Maybe create 3 new products, net $10K per month in profit, expand with new employees, whatever it is. You have to figure out exactly where you want to be by the end of the year, and then we're going to work backwards to create the exact plan for your success. It's going to cover those 5 business areas. Now, it's really important not to skip any area, because one of those areas is weak or you didn't even plan for it, it brings down the whole plan. So they work in unison. So in your guidebook, and everything in green on the sides, that's where you can go back to your guidebook and actually take notes. I'm going to go super fast, so you may not have time during this call to write it, but use it as best as you can. So the first step in the guidebook is to write your desired outcome for your business in 2016. And think really big. I mean, don't hold yourself back. It's a lot easier to think big and fall a little short than to not even think big at all. Your business model, plan, and strategy is everything. What you do, how you do it, is how you're going to make the money. Hey, for the people that just joined, thank you for joining. There's slides at the same link that you used to join this call. There's handouts and slides so you can follow along. I'm going to move really fast so I can keep this call to 30 minutes, and I'll stay on afterwards for questions. And everyone's muted right now. Okay, step number 2 on page 6 is planning your team. You can go alone, but it's going to take you a lot longer to get where you want to be, and it's going to cost a lot of money. It's so much faster to partner with people. A lot of times I see this with women. Sorry, ladies, but women feel they need to do it all themselves and they don't ask for help, and it takes them so much longer to get to where they really should be. So we're going to focus on how not to work alone. I have a simple formula, 10, 25, 65. And basically this means 10% of your time should be spent on operations. That's really, really small. So in a 40-hour work week, that's 4 hours doing just the day-to-day business. And I'm going to tell you how to really hit that number. 25% of your time should be on new product development, new solutions you can bring to your customers to help them solve their problems. 65 is the most important number. That is your sales and marketing effort. So you see the majority of your time you should be out marketing and doing income-generating activities so you can grow your business. And to do this, you really need a team. You can't do it alone. Now, I don't have time to get into this, but there's a freebie on my website. Some of you have already downloaded it. If you haven't, there's a big red box on every single page at nancygaines.com. It has 2 videos that explain the 10, 25, 65 formula. It's about 15, 16 minutes. They're amazing tricks to get more time back in your day so you can focus on making money. So go ahead and download those when you get a chance. You'll get some more freebies over the next 3 or 4 days that will really help your business, but the main one is those videos. So to get your team, here's some success team members that you should start with if you don't already have these. First, you need some administrative help. Find a VA, a virtual assistant, that can take care of things like sorting through your email, setting up appointments, booking travel, whatever needs to be done that isn't worth your time. Find somebody who loves to do that kind of work to support you. Legal. You really want a business attorney that looks over your contracts to make sure they're in your best interest. Don't try to download some stuff off the website that you're not familiar with. Find and pay for good help. Accounting. I love to pay my bills, but it's not really a good use of my time to sit down and enter all these checks into QuickBooks. So get a bookkeeper and find a tax accountant who's going to save you every penny they can because you're working hard for that money. And finally, you want some tech people, someone who can do social media, maybe your website updates. I try to find someone about half my age because I figure out they are awesome at social media. They love that stuff. They love interacting with people, and that frees up my time to work on marketing and sales and things like that. So here you go, your guidebook in the green. Look at it, and there's 2 things to cover in this section for planning your team. Figure out your current allocation of time. How close to 10, 25, 65 are you? And if you're like 10% in marketing and 65% in operations, you need to fix that because you're probably not making money or as much as you should, and it's very easy to change those. And you also want to write down current gaps on your team and how you're going to fill them in 2016. So there's great stuff there. And, of course, make a note to go download those videos, nancygaines.com. Next one, plan your operations. You really have to plan how you're going to save money and automate is whatever you can. So what worked for you when you were a startup or a solopreneur is not going to work once you start to grow. It's a whole different environment, and you need automations and systems in place. Otherwise, again, you're going to get caught up in outside that 10, 25, 65 formula. So here's 3 things to plan, just as some examples. Calendar scheduling. I use a free tool, or I used to use a free tool. Now I pay for one called Schedule Once. But it is amazing because people ask to meet me all the time for coffee or phone calls, and instead of going back and forth trying to find a good time, I send them a link to my calendar. It's already blocked out for my preferences. Like I block out Saturdays, Sundays, and most of Fridays because I want to go skiing. So, and then I have a couple evening appointments, but overall I control what they see and what they pick. And it's so much easier. It's almost like having my own virtual assistant with a calendar link. So definitely if you schedule stuff, outsource that with a automation tool. Second thing is email lead collection. Wow, I see this so often. People are not capturing contact information when they get visitors to their website, and this is leaving money on the table. You got to have a way to do this, and it's got to be automated because it's very time consuming, and you just can't type this into an Excel sheet. I use Infusionsoft, but there's a lot less expensive ones out there. You got to have this at a minimum in order to be automated. I also found this really cool tool called Pop-Up Alley. It's free. It integrates with my website, and what it does is when people leave my website without filling out, getting on my email list or ordering something or downloading something free, it gives them one last chance before they exit. And I did that at November 1st, and since then I've collected 25 new names from my email list, which is, one a day, like over 300 a year. Just by putting this tool in, it's completely automated, and it's magical. So we could talk more about that as well. And then social media. It's important to be out there, but you want to automate that as much as possible. I use a tool called Hootsuite. I spend 1 or 2 days figuring out all my posts for the month, and then I schedule them so I'm done. They just automatically appear for that month. I don't have to worry about it. So there's some automation to save you time and money. The other thing you need to plan for is your systems that are predictable and repeatable. For example, your product orders. You want to make it really easy for someone to order from you and have it delivered. It doesn't make sense if you have to go to your product, bring it to the post office, get postage. You want to outsource that, or even better, make it a digital product that as soon as they order it downloads to their email, something like that. But you can't be doing that because it takes time away from marketing. Another one to plan for is your money collection. You want to make it super easy for people to pay you, and then it deposits right into your account. I use PayPal right now, but it's super to just have that happen behind the scenes, and it integrates into my QuickBooks as well. So in your guidebook, write down activities that you can automate and systemize to make your business more efficient and free up your time to make sales. Step 3, planning your marketing. You can increase sales in 3 ways, and you need to plan for this. So first, you can find more customers. You can increase the order size. This is like McDonald's, right? You want fries with that, or you're at a nice restaurant and they offer you the appetizer and dessert. Or you can get more expensive products. And then finally, encourage people to buy more often. Each of these 3 ways will bring in more revenue. I kind of like the Kohl's example. That's a department store here. If you spend a certain amount of money, they give you a coupon for $10 off your next purchase, but you can't use it on the same day. You have to come back like a week later. So they're training people to buy more often. You can also, in your marketing plan, your funnel to have more products. And I don't go into the funnel on this webinar. I'd be happy to do another one. But in general, the more products and solutions you have for your customers, the more they're going to buy from you. My favorite customers are doctors, massage people that work one-on-one with people. The best way they can expand their products is by creating some digital products, right? Things that people can do on their own and they pay for. Maybe it's courses, webinars, maybe even writing a book, something that can be automated that those people that work one-on-one don't have to be there for. So every company is different. That's just a quick example to get you thinking about the funnel. And finally, in marketing, you need to find your power partners, the people that are going to send you referrals and joint venture with you. So partners don't have to be employees. They can just be simply referral people. This is the way you're really going to grow big because you're working together. Think of who else benefits when you benefit, and those are the people you want to partner with. So in my line of business, I love to partner with life coaches and sales coaches because they have a very specific niche they're helping people with, and some of those people have businesses, but maybe they don't have the business knowledge to support them on their journey and strategic plans, so they send them over to me. Same with me, I send people to branding and web designers. I know that they may need a deeper brand that goes further than what I have to offer them or a deeper web design, so we pass partners all the time. And of course, all of you guys and my current clients, I have a 10% referral bonus. So anytime somebody refers someone, that's a partner, and they get a nice check for that. So in your guidebook, write down actions you're going to take to increase your sales with more customers, bigger order size, buying more often, products, and partners. Next page, I'm on page 9, step 4, plan for your finances. You have to know your numbers. You got to know the minimum income you need just to keep the lights on. Like, what does it take to break even, to cover your rent, your salary, your taxes, your recurring expenses? You need to know these or you're going to go broke. It's going to sneak up on you and you won't even know what you're supposed to make each month. So that is really, really important. And then determine what your profit is, what you want to make after expenses every month. Figure out the gap and then make a plan. So in your guidebook, this page is a little bit more complicated. I've got some charts there. You can simply overwrite them. It's a Word document. But you got to figure out what are your products, how much you're going to sell each of those products to make your annual income number. So let me give you an example. A personal trainer can their products would be one-on-one training sessions. They could do some group classes. They can create some DVDs or videos. That would be their third product. And maybe they do some speaking and they get paid a little bit to go out to talk to groups. So each of those lines would be the products. You would figure out how much income is reasonable from each of those, multiply it out, and that's your yearly income. Then you simply take that and divide it by the month, by 12 to figure out how much you need to bring in income every month, and then, by 4 roughly to get the weekly target. By having multiple sources of income and tracking it by week, you can totally figure out if you're going to hit your keep the lights on number or your desired profit. I actually put mine on a big flip chart in my office, and it's highly visible, and I can tell if I'm on track, behind, or ahead of track, and it's right there staring me in my face so I can't avoid it. And that's how I hit my numbers every month, by planning them out and actually tracking them. So if you get stuck on that page, just let me know, and we can go ahead and I'll be happy to walk you through some of those charts. But definitely chart it out. And if you've got some blank lines, think of what additional products you can use to bring in more revenue. Moving on, step 5, page 10, planning your leadership. Leadership is you. You need to develop yourself so you can develop your company. You have to plan to be the role model and constantly articulate the vision and mission to everyone, your clients, your employees, people you meet. I just got back from this great workshop in Costa Rica, and I was so impressed because every person in the company knew the mission. I heard it several times on stage, and then I started asking people, just stopping employees and saying, hey, what's the mission of your company? Every person could articulate it in 3 to 4 points, which means that it's flowing throughout the whole company, and that's what everybody's working towards. So I thought that was pretty cool. So in your own company, you want to make sure everybody's on board with that and lead them to be there. Second thing, you need to plan your thinking time every week. Now, I did a podcast on this. You can find the Nancy Gaines Show at iTunes. But basically, it's time you set aside, quiet time to really think how you're going to grow your business. Mine's Friday at 10 o'clock in the morning. And to be honest, it took a long time to get to sit still for 1 hour, no music, and just writing out ideas on paper. But it's really changed my business and forced me to take a time out and think how I can lead the company. And then the third, you really want to lead the business. Don't run the business. And I was trying to think of a good example for you guys on this one. And I was thinking about when I learned to ski 4 years ago. I'm in Denver, and I think everyone assumes you grew up on skis, but I was a late bloomer to skiing. And the first time out, I didn't carry a map with me. And I was kind of done after the first run, but I went for another one, got off the ski lift, looked around, and just picked any trail. And as you're going down skiing, you're going to have these junctures or choices where you have to go left or right. So I would just randomly pick. And what I found out when I got to the bottom is I was at the furthest point from my car. And the only way to get back to the car was to go back up the ski lift. So now I took a map with me so I could see the entire layout of the mountain versus being actually in the business or in the mountain trying to find my way. So think of it that way. If you're starting to just make decisions without much background, you need to stand up, 30,000 feet view and look down and lead the business and not run it. And then the final thing about planning, you need to plan to invest in experts to fast track your success. You should work with consultants and get in masterminds that are with people that are already doing what you want to do. They're already successful. They know the path. They've made the mistakes. They're going to lead you there so you get there faster and spend less money on mistakes. You also want mentors. These are people that are wildly successful. They don't have to be in your business, but they're willing to give back and help you get where you want to be. I actually have 2 consultants and 2 masterminds that I belong to, and I have 3 mentors. So I know that sounds like a lot, but they're really helping me get to where I want to go. So plan on who you're going to work with and what you need to get where you want to be. In your guidebook, go ahead and write specific activities you'll do to lead your business in 2016. So those were the 5 steps. We touched on the 5 different areas of your plan, and I gave you some starter ideas. And if you're populating your notebook, you probably have a really good baseline. Keep in mind, you need to be strong in all of these 5 areas to be successful. If any one isn't planned out, it's going to bring down the other 4, which isn't going to work out well. So if you'd like help with your plan, the next slide will show how I can serve you a little bit deeper. I'm on slide 11. Now on the left side, this is the Build It Yourself plan. Remember, you need team, operations, marketing, finance, and leadership. And again, I got you some starter points. On the right side, if you'd like to create a customized plan with me, this is how I can help you take it deeper. Not only finding you a team, but find the best players and the partners you need. Help you outsource where you need it, power partners, and even hiring strong employees if that's on your agenda. For operations, I can help you systemize and automate, tell you the best tools and what you should and shouldn't automate. Some things shouldn't be automated, so I can help you with that. Marketing, help you find the customers, develop your funnel, and make money. Want to make sure you're reaching your people and offering the right solutions that people want to buy. For finances, I can help you track and understand how to stay profitable. I'll show you some techniques to manage your money, track everything so you know what's working and what you have to change. And finally, I help with strategic consulting with detailed action plans. A lot of people will just say, you need this, and not tell you how to get there. I love the details. It's one of my strengths. So we can map out what you need to do, in what order to hit your goals and be really profitable. So on the next page, here is the personalized business plan. You work directly with me, and some of the benefits, you will start 2016 knowing exactly what to do to achieve your business goals. You're going to be set up for success in all 5 areas. We can identify and close the gaps that you may not even know exist. And just a little plug, I am really good at finding the gaps. I don't know where it came from, but I've got this magical talent to see exactly what's missing. I think it drives my husband nuts when I come home and say, hey, where's the blank, blank, blank? It's just really weird. So that's a really cool skill. And then finally, use some trackers to ensure you stay on target. I've created tons of plans just like this for corporations. They totally work. It's the same concepts for you. It's just scaled down. We take out what's not needed, and we focus in on what is. So really cool stuff. The way we do it, we can do one phone call or Skype. We need to do it in December so you're ready for January 1st. We move really fast. Most people get their plan done in 60 to 90 minutes. So it's a fast session. You're going to have some homework ahead of time so that I'm not wasting time getting up to speed. We're going to hit the ground running, knock this thing out in an hour to an hour and a half, and you are good to go for 2016. And I wish I could do this for everybody, but my December is really packed with VIP days and holidays. So I can only do it for 11 people, and this is how you can sign up. So one plan is $497. It's one session for one company. Again, it's 60 to 90 minutes depending on how fast we move and how much you do the prep work. Or if you'd like to save a little bit of money and find a friend, you could do the buddy program. This one is $750. It'll be 90 minutes, maybe a little bit more. We will go until it's complete, so I don't want anyone worried about time. But that's typically what it takes with the system I've got in place. That's $750. Or if you want to buy a second plan for yourself, we can do one now and one in the second quarter, or even, depending on when you want to do that. So 2 plans for $750. And I'm so excited my friend agreed to give me this bonus. I partnered with a developer who creates amazing business software. He has this planning software. It has templates for contracts, financial projections, investor and loan pitches, employee forms, so much. It's amazing. Like, I was overwhelmed just peeking around in it when he showed it to me, and it's a great companion to the personalized planning session with me. That is my gift to you if you purchase a one-on-one session, and it's an amazing program. So on slide 14, if you like to sign up and kick off 2016 with a detailed plan with me, sign up at nancygaines.com/plan. This link is also in the main screen to the webinar in the bottom right, so just click on that. You will get an email with the pre-work. And again, you got to fill this out pretty completely so that we can hit the ground running. Then you'll schedule your session with the link in the email. Make sure your pre-work comes to me 48 hours ahead of time so I have time to review it. Again, there's limited days in December because I'm doing quite a few VIP days and holidays. So enroll now if you want to pick your best day. And again, it's only for 11 people. So I'm going to open this up for questions. I know I went super fast. I wanted to honor your time. If you'd like to connect with me, I'm on Twitter, LinkedIn. There's my number. I also have my Nancy Gaines Show on iTunes. You can go ahead and subscribe. We've got some really cool guests coming up. Entrepreneur on Fire, John Lee Dumas, if you've heard of him. He's coming in December. I'm so excited he accepted my request. And some other people as well I've reached out to. And this is all.